Hi, I'm Teri from DestinationOpenRoad. It's all one word. And we are here on our property with Aja. And this is our camper. And this is our home. And we live full-time in our camper. And we rent our home out so we can travel full-time. We rent our house out to family members, and that way while we're here in Washington, we can stay in our driveway and have no problems. And we also kept our house and rented it. That way we have a home base to come back to during the year when we want to, come back and visit family and friends. So that way we have a place to park all the time. So our camper is a Northland Polar at 11.6. We're not really sure if the company is still in business. The last we heard they were not, but we couldn't confirm that. We got her for free, and she is a she. We call her Freedom. That was the name that we gave her. And we didn't get paperwork with her, so we don't have any idea of the specs inside. We just had to kind of learn everything on our own. So yep, I did say that it was free. We got it off of Craigslist, and I can tell you how we did that. Come on inside. So this is our couch area, and this is usually where I sit to do all of my editing, and I play on my computer here and do all kinds of stuff, but this is usually my little area. The couch folds out into a bed, and it can sleep two pretty comfortably. It's just like folding out a futon. And then up here used to be a bunk bed. We took the bunk bed out, and my dad extended this area here so we could put some shelving in, and we just had some leftover shelves, so we just utilized those. We've got shoes over here, and then we've just got our junk drawers right here. Okay, so this is our refrigerator. It's a Norcold, and it runs off of propane and electric and battery. So we have to have a battery in order for it to even run off of the propane. We've never used it on electric because we can't seem to get it to work on electric, but we just don't need to anyways. Propane works just fine for us. But it's a pretty good size, enough for Scott and I to have what we need for a couple weeks worth of food, or even more than that. And the fridge is pretty good size as well. We don't seem to have any problem getting, a couple weeks worth of groceries in there. Alright, so like I was saying when we were outside, we got Freedom for free off of Craigslist, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. But one of the problems that she had was her door, all of her cabinet doors were swollen, and a lot of them weren't even hanging on the hinges anymore. They had fallen on the ground. And this one that used to go right here, we could not fix that. It was so damaged that there was no way to fix that one. So we just decided to put a little tiny, I don't know what size board this is, but we put this here so we could continue to use this light up here and have that shut. And next to our clothes cabinet, where we keep all of our clothes at, I have a nice little pantry with a nice slide out cabinet, which makes it kind of handy, and then it just locks down. And then I've got storage down under here too, so I can keep things like pasta and different types of staples and stuff. So it's kind of a nice little handy cabinet. Okay, and this is our sleeping area. It's a nice size queen size bed, and it's nice because neither one of us have to crawl over the other one. We both can get in and sleep long ways, which is a little nicer in a camper. A lot of campers are shorter up in the upper part, so the beds go horizontal, I believe it is. Vertical, horizontal. Who knows? They go this way, and so somebody always has to cross over the other person that's in the front of the bed. So this makes it really nice. Over here we have just some different bins, and we keep our towels in there, and I keep my beauty supplies up in one of the drawers, and our tablecloths for when we're outside at picnic, you know, having a picnic or something, we store our stuff up in there. And then we have storage down here, which we can't use because the bins are sitting on top of them. And then we have cabinets up here that you can store more clothing up there, but they're not practical for us to use, so we just don't use those. And then we store some games and stuff up in the other ones. So now for this side, it's basically the same as what Scott has on his side, same cabinet layout. This is where our TV is on our wall mount, so we have it on this side one. We could put it on either side, but Scott's the TV watcher, so this is a better angle for him. Okay, and then this area right here, if we slide this open, and then we can open up the back window of the truck, Irie's little bed is down in there, and that's where she likes to stay. So she likes to get down in here and sleep at night. Or not at night. She doesn't sleep at night. She sleeps during the day in there. And we have a lot of storage up here. And of course, this is Scotty and I, so we don't need, you know, a whole lot of things. I do have paper plates, and I do glass plates. I haven't gotten over the fact that I like to still have some glassware going on, so, and I haven't had any problems with those breaking in 11 months, so. And then, like, I just store my cooking utensils and things up here, or colanders. And let's see, and then I've got this over here. So this is where I store my pots and pans at, and I have a stackable area for my actual pans, and you can put 5 of them here. You can get these at any of the hardware stores. And then I just use my leave my cutting boards up here, have some cookie sheets, and then I use these 3M hooks, and you put them at an angle so you can put your pot lids on your door. And so that just makes a nice storage area for those. And then of course I got a 3-burner propane stovetop, and when we travel we just put this down, put our tea kettle up in the cupboard, and off we go. And then of course I have all of that. And then I have another pantry over here, which is where I keep all of my canned goods, liquids, and some other spices up in the top. Oh, and I almost forgot the oven. I do have an oven, and I use it quite often. It's a little small, but for 2 of us, it works really well.
She said, no damn turkey in here.
Hey, I have cooked turkey in there, actually. Turkey breast.
Yeah,
And this is our bathroom. It's a wet bath. Even though we haven't found the need to use the shower in here, we have the option to do it if we want to. And we've got a nice medicine cabinet and a sink. And my father made a black little top that goes over the sink area because we never use the sink. It's way too small for our purpose, for what we need. And so we brush our teeth in the kitchen sink area. And then we just use the bottom of the floor area. There's a little space, and we use that for our laundry storage, and that's about it. Oh, and then I also do my makeup in here. So I've got all my makeup and all my girly stuff in here.
So what we have here is I bought a brand new 2007 Dodge Cummins. It's obviously 4-door, 4-wheel drive, 1 ton, 6-speed transmission. Carries everything we want. It's been a great truck so far. Love it to death. Ordered black, maybe not the best color to get because it gets dirty so bad. and little scratches, but it looks cool going down the road sometimes.
Okay, so we do have a gray tank and a black tank. I don't know what size they are, but we do utilize both of them. We have a storage area here that Scott carries a few of his stuff. All the outside areas are Scott's areas. All the inside areas are my areas. So he just stores a lot of his stuff out here. His bucket, our fresh water hose goes in there, and some other miscellaneous stuff. And then up here, we have an auxiliary shower, so we can actually take a hot and cold shower outside. We have this is the exhaust for our heater system. And of course our vent that's up above here for the hood above the stove top. And we just keep that closed right now because my fan underneath I turn on in the stove area is broken, so we have to get a new one. So we just keep that closed for right now. And then we've got the shore power plug-in area. And then this is our hot water area. So we just come in here and turn on the propane and we get instant hot water. And then this tube here is where we store our gray water and black water hose. There's a nice little open area here, and then that just closes. That way we don't have to contaminate anything by putting our hose in any of these containers out here. And then this is our fresh water that goes into the kitchen sink, and we always use our RV water filter when we're hooked up anywhere. So we have nice fresh water. And then this area right here, this is our battery area. It's a marine RV dual purpose battery, and we only have one of those. And that runs all of the inside of the camper, all of our lights. So then over here is where we can fill the tank up that's in there, so when we don't have the ability to hook up water and just leave the hose hooked up to it, we can just fill this up, and that fills up our fresh water tank. So this is just an additional storage area that Scotty uses to put things in. And this is our refrigerator motor. And then this is the propane. We've got two 20-pound horizontal propane tanks. And we do have apple trees on our property, and we have a whole lot of blackberries too. And we like to feed them to the chickens, actually. And we even have a whole lot of grapes. And there you go, grapes. So the way that we got freedom for free is I was getting ready to redecorate a bedroom in the house. We didn't have any intentions on traveling full-time or living in any recreational vehicle, and I was looking for a piece of furniture to repurpose off of Craigslist. Well, I happened to open up the free section, and there was freedom just sitting there. And I immediately called Scott, and I've worked with Craigslist a lot, so I knew that things go really fast. Things that are really good go very fast. So he instantly called the guy, and he said, you know, somebody's already coming out to get it. So of course I was really bummed out because I thought, boy, this is a really good deal, even though it had some cosmetic or inside damage. Well, about an hour later, Scott came home, and I could see he was like really excited about something when he got out of his truck, and he came up and he said, let's get the little camper off. We're going out to get that big camper. Well, come to find out, the person that was originally going to go get the camper didn't have a 1-ton truck, and you have to have a 1-ton truck to carry this big girl. So that's how we ended up getting her. We went out, the guy that gave us the camper, his wife was pregnant and she didn't want to camp anymore, and they just wanted to get it out of the driveway so they could start preparing for their new baby coming home. So that's how we got freedom for free.
If you can give anybody any advice or tips, what would that be?
So my advice and my tip to people would be, not to just jump into going full-time RVing. Don't sell your house and then buy your dream RV. Go out and camp a little bit, maybe rent an RV or borrow somebody's, but don't just sell everything that you have just to go live this dream, because you may find out in a month or two down the road, it may not be the dream you guys want to have. So that would be my advice.
My advice is that, yeah, absolutely the same thing. Go out and try and make sure you enjoy it, that you can get along in a small little camper like this. That's the important part. But you always have the outdoors where you can get away, and sometimes you have to run, sometimes you have to hide around the side. But if I was to buy a RV or system or whatever, I've always enjoyed the truck and the camper because you can separate them. And if I was to buy a truck again, I would go with a 1-ton truck, not necessarily a dually, just so I can carry camper on the truck and everything. If this is what you want, if you want to enjoy the outdoors, if you want to enjoy the freedom, sometimes it's not freedom, sometimes it's chaotic. But living at a house also is chaotic. Going to the mailbox every day and pulling out the mail and looking at the mail, that is, to me, very chaotic. Bill, oh, what is this?
And it's not that you don't have bills when you're traveling, but I think when you work on a budget a little bit better than you would if you were in a house and you had a steady income coming in. We are going to have to work on the road at some point. We've saved enough where we can travel a little bit, but at some point we're going to have to stop and we're going to have to work a little bit to replenish our savings.
But it also makes you realize that those little things that you're buying when you go to the store, you don't necessarily need. I don't need that Snickers bar. I don't need that. I'm happy living in the
There's
camper.
a lot of things you can give up so you can have this dream. It just depends on what you want to do.
But I do like my cookies.
Yeah. I'm Teri.
I'm Scott.
And we are Destination Open Road, and it's all one word.
Oh,
What do you want me to do?
I wanted you to show the grays so they could see them.
I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah, just stand in front of the camera and hold the grapes.
Right now?
Yeah, let me, yeah, just hold them out to the camera right here. Here, I'll show you. Get closer so you can see it. Oh my God, I
You
stood
stepping in
on.
dog shit.
You did too. No, mother.
Oh, wait a minute. Why is there so much dog shit
Oh
on
my
property?
God.
Oh, I gotta get away from the poop. Come on, Auntie, come down here. It's so stinky.